Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So, I just want to start this video off, typical me, by saying sorry if you can hear any background sounds. We've basically got workers in my next door neighbour's garden, we've got workers out the front, so there's a lot of sounds flying around right now. I was going to go out in my car to film, but it's getting to about school rush hour time, so I'm not going to do that either. But I really wanted to get this video filmed and up before I'm kind of over this phase. So I just wanted to film a little fitness update. I feel like a lot of the people that are subscribed to me on here are potentially subscribed to me because of my fitness content as opposed to my other content. I'm not too sure, but the fitness content seems to be what goes down the best. So I wanted to keep you all updated on here as well as over on my fitness Instagram. If you don't follow my fitness Instagram, I will leave that link down below. I'll also leave my normal one down below if you want to go give that a follow as well. I have written some notes down on my phone just to try and keep me on track while I'm speaking, because I'm so bad with going off on a tangent or missing bits out or anything like that. And I know because I'm trying to get it filmed before the sound starts again, I know I'll just be, I don't know where to start. I haven't really ever filmed one of these. I don't know if to go right back to the start or just go from the phase I was in to now. I think we'll do that, otherwise this video will just end up being too long. So, long story short, I went into a cut-in phase for my holiday, which was in April. I say cut-in phase because I hadn't really come out of a cut-in phase. Like, looking back, I hadn't really come out of a cut-in phase, so there wasn't really anywhere for me to go for this one. The way my kind of fitness journey has been, I haven't really gone anywhere other than eaten in a deficit or just not tracked at all. I used to be so strict on tracking, so through like last year and then this summer as well, I've kind of just been like, I tried to have some time off of tracking. One, I say I tried to have some time off of tracking, but also there's kind of like no in between with how I used to be. It would either be like track and be super strict and eat in a deficit, or I don't care, I'm gonna eat what I want. And that's just the way I've kind of been up until now. I went into my cutting phase, I would say I properly started cutting, as in I lowered my calories even more. I feel like I never really came out of a deficit. Like I say, it was either all or nothing, but I've never really, when tracking, come out of my deficit. I just kind of lowered the calories a little bit more. So I kind of started that back in, I would say, March. I went on holiday at the end of April, so I would say kind of like mid-February was when I really started putting the effort in. And don't get me wrong, you could tell a difference in progress pictures, and I think in terms of weight, I lost about 2 kg, which isn't tons, it also isn't nothing. Like, I was kind of happy where I was sitting for my holiday. The year before, I had been way too strict to myself and I had lost a lot of weight. So I kind of went into this cut with the mentality that I wasn't going to be as strict. I was still going to enjoy myself if events come up and stuff like that. And I feel like through that whole cutting phase, I didn't really miss out on anything social. I probably slipped up most weeks, not slipped up, but I probably had a day most weekends where I would go over and just not track at all. So I feel like through this cutting phase, I wasn't as strict as what I have been. I just want to say though, like, although my mentality towards the cut as a whole was good, like I wasn't overly restricting myself or anything like that, like I was letting myself enjoy events and things, I would say my mentality, why can't I say that word today? I would say, like, as a whole, my mentality, I can't say, am I saying it right? Mentality towards it as a whole maybe wasn't the best. Like, I would say there was probably not a day that went by where I didn't kind of think about how I was going to look on the beach. Like, I would scroll. Instagram is terrible for stuff like this. Again, I wasn't so bad on it this time, but the year before I was really bad. And it's just comparing yourself to everyone. So yeah, I ended my cut for holiday, got on holiday, and I kind of just realised that the skinniest version of myself, for me personally, wasn't necessarily the happiest version of myself. It's not the happiest version of myself. And also, it's also not just the best version of myself. Both times when I've cut, I've kind of still come away not feeling like overly happy with how I looked. I feel like I had cut and lost a lot of weight, but wasn't necessarily looking lean. I can't explain how I felt that I looked, but it was just like, oh, I've gone on a cut for all these weeks and I'm still not happy with how I look. So it's like, what can I do? Like, if I'm cutting and losing all this weight and doing all of this stuff and still not being happy with how I look, like, what's gonna make, like, it was just so frustrating. And then I kind of just realised, like, maybe like losing all this weight and stuff isn't necessarily what I want to be doing. And I also think you put so much pressure on yourself to look a certain way when you go on holiday. Again, because of Instagram, you scroll through Instagram looking at all these like people's holiday pictures, and when you get there, no one actually really looks like that. I mean, obviously it probably depends where you go. Like, some people do look like that, but Instagram is obviously just a highlights reel. People are gonna post when they're looking their best, but also please be aware, so many people edit the absolute shit out of their pictures. Like, so many people do not look like how they post themselves to look online, and I think that is so damaging to especially younger girls growing up nowadays. I've been there. I used to be so bad for, I still do obviously scroll and be like, oh, they look lovely, but I think you just need to come to the realization that people don't actually, like I say, people do look like that. And yeah, when I got on holiday, I just ate and ate and ate. I felt so happy that I was just eating what I wanted. I did gain weight on holiday, honestly. I went on holiday for 2 weeks and I gained a stone. I think maybe just over a stone. Also, I feel like I used to really pose for pictures and always think that I never looked the best and stuff like this, or like I would sit down and get rolls and I'd be so self-conscious of it. But this time, like, I've got pictures of me that my boyfriend took. Like, I'm sat with like nachos in one hand, a strawberry daiquiri in the other. I'm like not posing, I'm just sat there happy eating my food, and I have like a couple of little rolls, and it's normal. I just come to the realization over that holiday that that's real life. Like, again, Instagram is a highlight reel. I feel like I'm already really rambling in this video and I'm making it out like it's such a big deal. But kind of to me it is a big deal. Like I said, I've only ever kind of eaten in one particular way on my fitness journey, so this is really exciting for me. So I haven't even said what I'm doing. I'm basically reverse dieting currently. I'm upping my calories from what they were and I'm going to maintenance calories. Now I'm doing it. So originally I was only gonna go up to my maintenance calories and kind of sit there and then probably cut again at some point. But I can't tell you, one, I genuinely feel so much more confident in myself. And I think, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I'm going to possibly do a mini bulk once I reach my maintenance calories, which is, like I say, I feel like I'm making this into such a big deal. But for the little girl in me that was terrified to put weight on for so many years, I don't even know why that makes me feel emotional. I don't know why that's making me emotional, but for the little girl that was scared to put weight, not even a little girl, the adult girl, the 20-year-old, 21, 22, probably, yeah, about then, that girl that was so terrified of putting weight on, like, I just feel so proud of myself that I'm at the point in my life now where I feel like, let's put some weight on, like, let's grow my body, like, let's see what I can actually push myself to do. I have such a strong passion for the gym, and another thing with being in a cut for so long was I just felt like I was getting nothing out of my workouts. So if you've watched my channel for the past couple of months, you would have seen that I did a mini cut, but I always spoke about how it wasn't going so well, like, it wasn't going how it's gone when I've done a cut before and I've really stuck to it. I kind of like just felt like I didn't really want to do it. I was kind of, the point of me doing the mini cut when I got back off holiday was, one, it was still summer and I felt like I wanted to keep myself looking leaner for the summer. and it was also like my best friend's birthday, my birthday, things like that. Things that I just wanted to look a certain way for, and now I've realised I didn't need to look that certain way. So I put myself in a mini cut. So many things happened, like I say, go back and watch the videos. I was ill, I had tonsillitis twice, I still have something that no one knows what's wrong. So I was getting really frustrated with things like that, and I was finding it hard to just stick to it. And I kind of just, like, I just didn't want to do it, basically. I was putting myself through a mini cut that I wasn't sticking to, I really didn't want to do. I felt like I wasn't progressing in the gym in the slightest. Like, I was kind of just going through the motions with my workouts. Like, I didn't up weights for so long, hadn't up weights for so long. I felt like I'd kind of stuck to the same training plan for ages, and like, I'm a personal trainer, I should be like practicing what I preach, but I just feel like over the summer I was going through the motions, not really getting anything out of my workout. So like I say, I have gone into a reverse diet, which is why I wanted to film this video ASAP and get it up, because I also want to get up a couple of what I eat in a day as well. Just because I'm not nearly at my maintenance calories. I've got about 300 to go. I'm not going to talk too much about calories, I don't think. Not in this video, I'm not going to talk about them. Possibly in my what I eat in a days. I'm still very like, I used to talk about them all the time in my videos, and I'm not too sure, just because I know from personal experience that before I gained the knowledge that I have now, I was really bad for just looking at someone's TikTok, looking at someone's YouTube and being like, okay, they eat them calories, they look that way, let me eat those calories as well. So I'm still not 100% sure whether I want to share my calories or not. Like I say, I possibly will do in the what I eat in a days, but I just want to stress so much that everyone's calories are personal to them. Whether it's a calorie deficit, a maintenance, a bulk, whatever you're doing, your calories are personal to you. So the way I have been doing it is I have been bringing my calories up slowly by about 100 a week. I have been weighing myself once a week just to keep track. Obviously the aim of a reverse diet and slowly going up to maintenance is to try not to gain anything. Again, like I say, I'm actually not fussed if I do. Like, when I go into a bulk, I'm gonna have to accept that I'm probably gonna gain some body fat, but I haven't gained anything, so it's all going well. So as long as it stays that way, I will continue to increase by 100 every single week until I reach it, and then from there I plan to sit in my maintenance for maybe like 2 weeks, and then I will go into my slight mini bulk over the winter. I honestly don't think I will cut again until, depending on when I go on holiday next year, I probably won't start cutting until March, April time. I'm gonna see, because obviously this is all very new to me and I'm not sure how I will react to it. So I'm not putting anything like set in stone out there just now, but I honestly can't see myself cutting until spring next year. So naturally, as I want to grow muscle, I'll be prioritizing protein. When I was in a deficit, I feel like I really fell off tracking my protein, just because I wanted to use the calories for other food that I was really craving. So I kind of just, my protein intake really slipped down. Like, some days I was struggling to hit 100. Not struggling, I just wasn't prioritizing protein, I just wanted other food. So yeah, I'll be making sure that I get in about 140 to 150 grams of protein. Like I say, nothing is set in stone yet. Once I get to my maintenance, and like I say, I'll be sitting there for 2 weeks, that will kind of be where I will like reassess. Who knows, maybe I'll go into like a big, like, couple of months bulk. I'm not sure. I don't want to set anything in stone just yet and put pressure on myself. I'm really enjoying the approach I'm taking to it. So the main reason I want to do all this, let's talk about some goals. Physique wise, my biggest goal is to grow some fat glutes on me, but just a general gain of muscle mass overall. But yeah, like I say, when I cut last time, I still didn't really like how I looked. I felt like I didn't really look healthy. Not so much this time. Last time especially, I kind of just looked a bit limp. So this time I really want to have a nice amount of muscle mass. So one, when I cut this time, I actually have somewhere to go, because I feel like I didn't really have anywhere to go with the cutting process this time. And also, so that when I do cut, I've like built a nice amount of muscle mass underneath, so I will hopefully look quite lean, still muscly, still healthy. I just, at the moment, I'm just obsessed with like growing my body, which is such a different mindset to how I used to be. Another reason why I want to do this, going through the reverse diet, the maintenance phase, and probably the mini bulk as well, is because I am a personal trainer and I do have knowledge on all aspects. However, I haven't been through it personally, so I just really want to put myself through all of the phases, just so if any of my clients ever wanted to do it, I have the personal knowledge. Like, it's good to be taught things and like know it in your head, but to actually go through it, I think, is just a really good thing to have when you're trying to teach as well. So let's talk through my split now. Like I say, I'm going to be prioritizing glute growth. That is such a mouthful. So my split currently on the new plan that I've just started this week, I'm going to be doing a hamstring focus workout, a push workout, a quad focus workout, a pull workout, and then it will be a full lower body or glute focus workout. I'm gonna see how I'm kind of feeling as I go through it. I also am cutting cardio down slightly. For me personally, I'm not gonna cut it out, but I'm gonna be taking a more of a low intensity cardio approach as opposed to like sprints and stuff like that, which I mean I rarely do anyway. That is when I'm in like deep in my car. So what I have been doing is doing 15 minutes on the stairs twice a week. So I have been doing these at the end of my upper workouts. And then again, I think depending on how I'm feeling, I might chuck it in for a third session of the week. I don't want to be overdoing the cardio because obviously, like I say, I want to be gaining muscle, but I also want to limit the amount of body fat that I am gaining as well. And also just for like heart health and things like that, I don't want to cut cardio out completely. I also currently don't have a step goal. I feel like I was being really harsh on myself to reach over 10k every single day, when actually, when I've taken a step back, like obviously I wear my watch, my job is on my feet all day. I'm doing dance jobs a lot more often now, and without trying, I naturally hit about 8 to 10k a day anyway. So that's kind of like my loose goal, is I would ideally like to do no less than 8. Again, just for like personal health as well, it's nice for me to get out and go on a walk every now and again, especially if I sit at home and I'm doing plans and stuff or editing YouTube and stuff like that. I find it helps my mental health to go out on a walk, but I'm just not going to be like, oh, I need to get like 12,000 steps a day. It's just a relaxed approach. I naturally hit it anyway, but I would just like to do no less than 8,000, just like I say, for personal health. Another thing that I really want to prioritize is rest, in terms of sleep and rest days as well. I feel like, again, when I was on the cut, I kind of felt guilty for having a rest day because I was like, I should be doing something. But now I'm making sure that I have 2 rest days a week, and in them rest days I don't lift any weights. My steps, like I say, I kind of naturally hit about 8 to 10,000 a day anyway, because if I'm not personal training, I'm dancing, or I also work behind a bar as well, so I am just naturally on my feet. But on them rest days, I won't go to the gym or lift any weight. So like I say, I really want to be prioritising sleep. I am such a bad sleeper. Not in terms, once I'm asleep, I'm dead to the world, but I don't really have a sleep routine. I am terrible for going to sleep at like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then waking up again at 8 o'clock, and also finding it such a struggle to wake up. So what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks is implementing 6 AM wake ups into my routine every single day. Obviously not the weekends. Weekends, like I say, are my rest day. I have stuck to it for 2 whole weeks. Waking up at 6 o'clock, I go straight to the gym, regardless of whether I have clients in the morning or not. I just feel like it's really nice, and I've felt so positive and motivated from doing this. I've been waking up at 6, getting in the gym for 7. Also, the gym is a lot more dead at that time, so again, I've been finding that really nice, and just I've been feeling so calm the last 2 weeks, which is unheard of for me. And yeah, my clients start at 9 in the morning, so most mornings I do have a client at 9 o'clock, so I will head home, have a quick breakfast, and then drive to the gym and start my day. And I've just been starting my day not feeling in a rush. Like, I've already had my morning to like do my workout, wake up, This also means, so this isn't in terms of fitness, this is just daily life. I'm trying to have a bit more structure in my daily life. Obviously being self-employed, it's very easy to be like, I'll do that later, I'll do this later. And I'm just trying to have a lot more structure. I spoke about this over on my Instagram recently, but especially as the winter is coming, obviously it gets darker a lot earlier, and the way I have been working just isn't going to work for me when it gets to winter. So before I've started these 6 AM wake ups, I was waking up, like I say, about 8 o'clock, getting to my morning client for 9 o'clock, and then depending on how many I have in the morning, at the moment I usually have 2 in the morning. I was getting to the gym for say 11 o'clock, and then by the time I've worked out it's 2 o'clock, then I have lunch, and then it's about 3 o'clock, and sometimes depending on my evening clients I would have to go back at about 4, half 4, so it's leaving me about an hour and a half to get work done. Plus in the winter it's going to start getting, like I say, darker a lot earlier, and it's probably dark at about 4 o'clock. So I just feel like that wasn't the smartest way for me to work. I did try training in the evening for a little bit, but some days I'll have clients going until a bit later in the evening, sometimes not. So I just feel like the 6 AM start was the best way for me to just create kind of like a structure for myself. So because of all of this, it's actually meant that I'm finally getting to sleep before midnight. Like I'm getting a reasonable amount of sleep every single night. And I feel like the longer I go into this for, the earlier I'll start going to sleep, the easier I'll find it to wake up. And this is another thing that I look back on and I'm so proud of myself. This time, I thought about this the other day and it did make me cry, but this time last year, up until about February, March this year, I was in such a bad place, and I've spoken about this on my YouTube before, but yeah, I was in such a bad place. I really hated the job that I was in, and I would find myself staying awake as late as possible to delay the next day from coming, basically. So I just didn't want to go to sleep because I knew as soon as I went to sleep the next day was going to come and I'd wake up and have to do it all again, and I just really wasn't in the right place at all. Like I hated everything. I was so negative. I was having panic attacks quite a lot, really bad anxiety, and I just wasn't loving life, basically. So to go from that to now, I genuinely look forward to getting into bed and going to sleep so I can have my next day, basically, which is just a complete 360 from this time last year. I'm enjoying my job so much. Like, I love personal training more than I actually thought I would. I am actually quite a shy person, so to start with I was really panicking, especially when I was really anxious. I was panicking about how I would be meeting loads of new people, but I genuinely mean this, I feel like I've got another little group of friends. I love seeing them do well, and it's such a rewarding thing for me as well. So I'm really enjoying that. I love being back dancing again. I'm just in such a different place mentally. I know this was a fitness update, but I just wanted to throw that in there. Like, if anyone else is feeling how I did this time last year, like, people used to tell me, oh, things would get better, things would get better. Things genuinely do get better. You have to work for it. They're not probably going to get better on their own. But I just feel like, and don't get me wrong, like I'm still such a stressy person and things like that, and I have my down days, but one of my biggest goals this year was to work on like my mental health and just all up here, basically. I just really wanted to work on how I felt inside as well as how I looked. And yeah, I feel like I can finally see that I'm really working towards building a life that I love. Okay, I feel like that kind of turned into a fitness update and a mental health update, and in just a much longer video than I anticipated it to be. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do want to follow my progress, I'm uploading a lot more over on my fitness Instagram. Like I said, I'll link it down below. I'm also starting to upload a little bit more on TikTok as well, just to kind of document the process that I'm going through. I feel like all I've ever documented is a calorie deficit, so I'm really looking forward to documenting everything new. So like I say, if you do want to follow along, then make sure you give me a follow. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.